Nu, sveiki, 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 visi dārgie skatītāji! Sveika, Ilze! Tev vēlreiz paldies, ka esi pievienojusies. Uh, I hope you understood everything, right? You did.
Sveiki, Mattis. Um, it's saprot most of it.
Oh, I got it.
My
I got it.
Latvian's quite broken. Es tikai saprotu bišķiņ, ne visi.
Bet tu diezgan labi arī runā. Saproti tu tā, bet viss ir kārtībā. Tu ļoti labi ir izsakies. Es atceros, Maltā mēs sākām sarunu, tu visu saprati. Es ar tevi latviski sāku runāt.
Paldies. Jā, nu es saprotu vairāk, kā es varu runāt.
Okay. Okay, guys. So, tātad šovakar mēs parunāsim par ļoti interesantu topiku. Mēs pārslēgsimies uz angļu valodu kopā ar Ilzi. Mēs aizvedīsim šo sarunu un podkāstu angļu valodā. Čau visiem, kas pieslēdzas. Bet jā, mēs sāksim ar to, kā mēs vispār satikāmies, kā mēs iepazināmies. Un kā jau jūs nosaukumā redzat, šodien mūsu topiks ir Master of the Mindset. Par pokeru, par pokeru psiholoģisko daļu. Un mēs šodien beidzot runāsim ar profesionāli šajā jautājumā. Man tas būs jaunums. Es ar to neesmu saskāries tik tādā padziļinātā izpratnē. Es neesmu par to runājis ar speciālistu, tāpēc es pats esmu ļoti interesēts šodien. Es ceru, ka būs ļoti interesanti saruna un jums visiem arī tas patiks. But from this point we can switch to English, Ilze, and once again, yes, and once again, thank you for coming to us. Thank you to coming to your fellow Latvian poker community. So this is probably the first point when we can start to meet our guys in the poker industry, right? And now today and tonight we're gonna know a little bit better about Ilze. So thank you once again.
Paldies. Thank you very much for having me on here.
So I want to start with the story, and the guys, you have probably heard it. I have shared this information after I came back from Battle of Malta. I think it was Battle of Malta and Festival Malta at the same time. So I shared this story. How we met with Ilse. So it was one day. I remember me with Gattis. We went to also an Optibet ambassador. We went to the festival tournament, right? It was happening next to Hilton in what was the name? Portemasso Casino. Yes, exactly. So, and I see there is this mental master of mindset desk with promo and everything, and there is some information. And I'm already interested in, right? So I really like this topic. I really want to know about a little bit more about this. And then I see that there is the card on the table. Nobody's sitting at a table at that point, by the way. There is this card, Ilze Zolte. I'm thinking, Jesus, Ilze Zolte. That's as Latvian as it can be, right? And I'm checking, and yes, I mean, it has to be Latvian. I mean, and then in the next day we met and we shared to each other this story, and we met and we spoke. I don't know, about like at least 30 minutes about, and I really wanted to know about you a little bit more. So please tell yourself, what is your background, why Ilze Zolte is with us tonight, and why we are speaking English, and why you have such a beautiful Latvian name and surname.
Well, thank you very much. I have both Latvian origin in both sides of my family. So my mother, she was born in Bradford in England, but her parents were Latvian, and my father was Latvian, and his parents were Latvian. So both grandparents were Latvian. So hence the Latvian name. I was actually born in Australia and moved to the UK when I was 15. So I'm living in the UK with a Latvian name from Australia. And that's the background of my heritage, really. And as for poker and how I was in Malta, I like to play poker. I'm also a mindset coach and hypnotherapist. I've been playing poker for a lot of years, since 2009,
Hmm.
but predominantly in small pub games and home games. But only over the last few years would I say that I've ventured into bigger casino tournaments.
Hmm.
And after playing poker, I always wanted to improve my game. So I've always looked at different aspects of improving my game, just like every other player has. And I came across the interview that Fedor Holtz had with his mindset coach, who was Elliot Rowe at the time,
Hmm.
and um, and it intrigued me, and I thought it was an interesting occupation to have, being a mindset coach. And at the time, I didn't even realize, but I'd already done a course in hypnotherapy, and that was the basis of Elliot's education and foundation of being a
Wow.
mindset.
Okay.
So I'd already taken the steps to become one without even realizing. And the way I got into hypnotherapy was just through some personal struggles that I had in my personal life. I suffered from depression and and it and depression, anxiety, PTSD, and grief, and had a pretty rough time during my life. So I was looking for some self-help, some self-therapy, really.
Hmm.
So I studied hypnotherapy, and it was only after I started studying about the power of the mind and how you can control your emotions, etc., just by utilizing the power of your mind, it made me realize that all these skills that I had picked up and learned could be adapted to the poker table as well. So that's it in a nutshell, really.
Nice. It's thank you for sharing, by the way. I mean, Fedor Holtz with his coach, they made this poker app about what was that? Not hypnosis, but about meditating together, right? Was that the same story? Was that the same guy? You know, there is this Federholz app. I think he was the one who launched it, and it was about the meditation before. And I remember a lot of poker players used it as well, and it was something new in the industry as well.
Oh, the Prime Mind app.
Exactly. Yes, Prime
Yes,
Mind app. Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes.
Elliot helped him with it, or they made it together, or that was the story. Yeah.
That's right, yes. And
Hmm.
so during my hypnotherapy journey, I contacted Elliot, and I became uh, involved with his class of students as well. So I did some training with him,
Hmm.
and it was interesting to see his approach to how he deals with poker players using hypnosis.
Okay. And so obviously we all know Federer as one of the greatest poker player, and these I think exactly 1 year he has that was something out of this world. What do you think? How big of his success was focusing right into these mindset things? If we are looking from this very popular and very known poker player.
I think from what he's actually said in interviews, he's credited a lot of his success to having adopted the right mindset for the tables. And Elliot helped him deal with a lot of his issues that he had, so
Mhm.
he could be more focused and create the right decisions at the table when it mattered the most.
Okay, fantastic. I mean, these kind of things which gets you into the industry, for example, or topics. That's interesting. Life. That is the reason why life is interesting, right? I mean, in general, how did you manage to get into poker and then combine these pretty much, I would say, from if we are looking separately, it looks like very two different things, right? But obviously, it makes so much sense to put it together. Um, okay, so we can switch here, and this is the website I was talking with my community, with our community here in our streams after I met you in Malta. So maybe we can start with this and take us through this Master of Mindset webpage. What is here? How can what can players can do here? How can they reach you, for example, if they want? And so, and what is the beginning of this process if we are speaking about like regular poker player who doesn't have any knowledge or doesn't have any previous experiences in this area of the game?
I would say that this is our website. So it features my business partner, Grant Gardner, who is
Mm-hmm.
a professional
Mm-hmm.
poker player and NLP practitioner. So he uses neuro-linguistic programming, and we combine NLP and hypnosis. Um, so we've got an
Mm-hmm.
understanding of how the brain operates, and then learning to control and reprogram it so specific thoughts and behaviors change over time, and you get out of having that negative mindset and turning it into a more positive one. So it will allow you to think and feel optimal for playing your A game at the tables just by utilizing these
Yeah.
techniques that we've included.
Okay. I mean, so how can it how it looks like in a real life? What's really happening? Let's say a player like you or a player like Grant waking up in let's say Malta, and this is the day one of main event. What's happening? Take us through.
What the daily routine
Yes.
of a
Yeah, in a live
potential
series, yeah, let's say. And
in a
I
live
just wanna,
series.
yes.
Okay, what Grant would typically do, presumably, would be waking up in the morning and do some meditation and some breath work. Probably have a session at the gym and do some cardio. Have a nice balanced diet as well, and just to visualize himself as well at the tables and do
Hmm.
some mental rehearsal before even sitting down at the tables, getting himself into the right mindset and using his own pre-grind ritual, which would be visualizing his own visualization list. So he would be looking out for certain things that he takes
Hmm.
priority over, at the tables.
Okay.
So it's using all our senses to create the ultimate representation of what your experience is at the tables and practicing it for the future. So therefore, if you want to visualize yourself running deep and running well into a tournament, so therefore you'd use that visualization to see yourself doing well, to see yourself handling any bad beats, calmly and well composed at the table and focused and just playing your A game essentially. And also, there's so many techniques that can be used to get you in that A game state. So you're programming your body and your mind to be at your best optimal state for the tables, essentially.
Okay. Uh, so how can we do that? If we
Okay.
are if we are if we obviously I understand we have to sleep well, eat well, drink water,
Mhm.
be in fresh air, do some cardio, feel well, feel prepared to show the best we can, right? Like be in a in a shape at that certain day, for example, at that specific day, for us to be in a ready to show the A game. Is there any other things? Is there anything other we can do? Is there anything as a person as you are doing before that? Okay, I understood the visualizing part, right?
Hmm.
But this is the topic I really like, because I usually say to my students as well, like, it is very easy to fly when we are ready to play a game, right? But I think what matters, and obviously this is probably more into online game I'm speaking, what are we showing and how we are executing things, and how we are playing when we are not feeling that great, but we are into that online session with, I don't know, 12 tables at the same time, and etc., right? So how can we turn that C game there, or how can we turn that C feelings and that C shape probably at that specific day into like a better one, B or A, and be a bit closer to that A game we can show.
I use anchoring with my clients and with
Yeah.
myself. Have you heard of that before, or that
Yes,
technique?
of course. Yes, you can share it if you can. That would be awesome.
Yep. So if have you heard of it before? Have you experienced it? Okay. I'm just
Not
wondering if you've anchored any
No,
gestures
not
and a
really.
feeling. That's all. I don't want
Just
to interfere with any previous programming that you may have had. That's all.
yeah,
That's
no. I
what
mean,
I'm asking.
tell us if, like, I am complete newbie into this area. I really wanna, and I think that's gonna be very interesting for audience as well, for our community. I don't think a lot of guys are into like these things, and they are not familiar. That's it. But probably they're gonna be after this podcast of ours.
Hmm. Okay, so I'd just like you to just follow this experience with me and just ask what I ask you to imagine. And
Hmm.
and so basically I'd like you to do your best to use your powerful imagination. So
Okay.
therefore I want you to do your best to see what I ask you to see. If you can visualize it in your mind's eye, if it's as real as can be to you, it doesn't need to be perfectly vivid, but just something that you can visualize. And also, if I ask you to find a feeling, I want you to evoke that feeling as well. Or if I ask you to hear a noise, I want you to create that sound, and imagine hearing that sound. So it's using your senses essentially.
Hmm.
Is that okay? So, what I'd like you to do is, in a moment, I'm just going to ask you to imagine. Maybe it might be easier for you to close your eyes for a moment
Okay.
and just think. What, with your eyes closed, just imagine a time when you felt completely confident at the tables and you were playing your best game. Can you think of a time when you were making the right decisions, you could think clearly, you had that clarity, you were fully focused and dialed in, you knew when to hold them and when to fold them, you could even almost see what your opponents were holding without even seeing the cards. Can you picture a time or remember a time when you were like that at the tables?
You want me to answer?
Yes.
Yes, I can. I can. Yes, I
Yeah.
could totally understand what you meant. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is just explain to me, describe to me that time that you are thinking of right now.
I mean,
Where can you think
uh,
of a particular tournament that you were playing or?
there are some certain times in the past year, like I said, past year for me personally was pretty successful, I would say, and it was nice, deep runs, and I have shared this to the viewers as well, that I found myself, and I a little bit started to know me better, right? Being in these situations, being in this 5K high roller, super deep, and feeling fantastic. Like you said, predicting all of the things, knowing a lot of things I can do at the table to my opponents, executing it and executing it correctly. Uh, there was couple of these times past year, yes, and I can totally imagine and visualize it. I remember it and I loved it and I felt great, and I thought that I was flying at that time, and it probably doesn't matter was what was the cards or something. I felt very, very good and confident about it.
Fantastic. So once you can recreate that and remember and imagine that in your mind's eye, you can make it your reality. So you can evoke those feelings at any time that you wish to, because you've already created those emotions. So what we're going to be doing is using a gesture that you can make while you have got that emotion evoked inside of you. So, what I would tend to do is keep on repeating this visualization with you, getting you into that state where you are playing your best, you're right in the zone, you're feeling your best, you're playing optimally, you can feel yourself in that situation again. And at that time, so if you can do this for me again for me now, Mattis, and just get back into that experience and just imagine being at the tables again. And just imagine playing your best. Everything's going well. And then if there's what I tend to do is I would say if you can think of a trigger word or an action that you can do that will reinforce this behavior and mindset at the tables, what would it be? What word would come to you that would describe what you want to be expressing there?
I mean, the words what's coming in my mind is calm and peaceful. But
Fantastic.
in the same time is there is no sound or something. There is no move, or I don't want to do it. I'm just very, very stable, and I'm very, very, I would say, focused as well. Like with my face not even moving, or I nobody even can't see me breathing or something, right? Like something like that.
Mhm. So you're completely still and
Yes.
stoic. Hmm. Fantastic. So without even moving or speaking, you can still hear that word calm in your mind's eye, then, can't you?
Okay. Yes.
Without letting anything go. So you can still evoke that feeling and that state by just sensing the word calm, hearing it in your mind's eye. I am calm, I am relaxed, you know? So it would be triggering that every time. So every time you're in that state and you say that word calm, it will just get you back into that state of mind. And we would reinforce this in a session. So what we would have you do is just get into that state, getting into that nice, relaxed, focused, calm state, and then bring you out of hypnosis. So then you're just so you would just think something completely different and then go back into it and just keep on repeating that pattern of behavior. So then your mind will automatically adopt that behavioral pattern and mood whenever you choose to bring it forward, really.
That's fantastic.
I've also done anchoring linked to shuffling chips for a couple of clients.
Hmm.
So the more they shuffle their chips, the more confident they become.
Okay.
And it's a repeated pattern that's just becomes their norm and it triggers that emotion. So it's this
I mean,
synchronous.
mhm.
Mhm.
I love to shuffle the chips, but I mean, I don't think I'm getting into the zone. Let's say if I'm shuffling it more and more, right? I like to shuffle a lot. I am a huge shuffler. I really love to. I'm doing it all the time, right? For I don't know 10 plus hours per day when I'm playing. But I mean, I don't think that would be the move which gets me there. I would
No.
say. I don't think it disturbs. I don't think it's bad for me, but maybe the rhythm, maybe the slower rhythm would help me a little bit more. So that's my imagination right now. That's I could do.
Mm, maybe. I
Hmm.
had another client that also experienced more confidence when she was running rather than at the tables. So she lacked her confidence at the tables, but she felt like a confident athlete. So she was more confident with her running. So
Hmm.
I linked the emotions for when she was running to the feelings that she had for when she was sat at the tables. So she could link that confidence of the running to being at the tables. And it's just linking that feeling and emotion that you can evoke at any time just by
Hmm.
using these trigger words
Hmm.
and the association and or a gesture
Hmm.
and just practicing that visualization and the mental rehearsal.
I got
So
it. That is
that's just
fantastic. Jesus, I didn't even coming today and meeting you here and then starting this conversation. I haven't even imagined that we can go somewhere there, and you're gonna open these doors for me, and I'm gonna see this probably something new for me. So it's fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. It
it's
was
okay.
nice.
I want to show you just a bit of a
Yeah.
goal visualization
Hmm.
exercise. I think that might be
Hmm.
a bit better,
Okay.
a bit more interactive.
Okay.
So what I'd like you to do is just follow my instructions, and everybody else can follow along as well if they'd like.
Yes. You listen,
So
guys.
this
Follow
is interactive.
Ilze. Yes.
Okay, so first of all, can you place your hands out in front of you about an inch apart? That's right. Now
Okay.
clasp them together and interlock your fingers.
Hmm.
Fantastic. And you're bending your elbows
Hmm.
right in front of you. Now point your first two fingers upwards about an inch apart. That's right. And just look at the gap between those fingers because in a moment they're going to touch. Just imagine now that each finger is a magnet and they're moving closer and closer together. And when they touch, I just want you to squeeze your hands tight and close your eyes for me. Fantastic. Now go out into a fantasy and think about something that you would love to do, something that you would love to achieve. It could be a poker goal or a personal goal. You might even go through a set of ideas before you stumble on one. But just think of one thing now, one thing you'd love to achieve and something you'd love to do. And get a sense of yourself out there. If you can see yourself, just see what you would see. And if you could, just drop into your body there. Hear what you would hear knowing that you have achieved this. And feel what you would feel knowing that you've done it. And notice where those feelings are. And enjoy those feelings. That expansive feeling of knowing you've done it. That's right. And as you feel that, and as you listen to my voice, just imagine those fingers are sticking and locking together like one solid unit. And when you are feeling that, just raise your hands a little higher so I can understand. Fantastic, you're doing really well. And now I want you to just drift out of your body, out, out of that scene, and just see yourself being the person that you want to be, having achieved that goal. And now I want you to look back to now, like a timeline. Just look back to now and look at all the steps that you took along the way, the lessons you learned, the milestones that you took to get there, the skills you picked up, the dreams you made. That's right, all the way back to now, the very first step. The very first step that set you on that journey. It may even just be a commitment. But when you see that first step and you're ready to commit, just nod your head. Fantastic. Now just go into all of those good feelings because from today, this is going to be so easy for you. You're going to be on that path. Just like you see a flag at the top of a mountain, you might have to take a detour from side to side at times, but you just keep your eye on the outcome. You will move in that direction and recognize the opportunities that come your way, the decisions you take, the choices you make. It's just going to be so easy for you. And now, if you just take a nice deep breath in for me. That's right. Just breathe out any tension and let go of any doubt. You can allow your hands to drift down and open your eyes for me. That's it. Your hands can be unstuck. All fine. How was that little experience for you?
It is fantastic. Yes, it's good. It's good. I can visualize it. I can see it. Yes, that's good.
And,
This
and
is this
what
is the
came up
things.
for you then?
What came in my mind? What was my goal?
Hmm.
I was seeing me achieving some nice trophy I want to achieve. Winning. That was about poker, obviously, and then I was seeing myself doing that.
Fantastic. It shows me that you've got a great imagination, so you'll be great with hypnotherapy.
Yeah, yes. With imagination, I don't think we have a problem here. I think a lot of guys who's coming to me, working with this boring theory of the game, a lot of guys are focusing on, oh, I want to win this, I want to win this trophy, and I'm usually, to be honest, I'm usually the one that tell them, hey, do not do that. Don't focus on the things you can't control. Focus on the things you can control. And this is probably very, very opposite of what I experience right now. What you made me experience. I'm usually the guy who's like telling my students focus on the tomorrow. How much of a time you're gonna spend it tomorrow on this topic or studying this. This is what you control. How much time you're gonna spend grinding, how many games you're gonna play, right? This is the thing you affect and control, not winning or losing. So these things are my approach usually. So this is something very, very new and interesting for me.
Absolutely spot on there. You you're right there with you need to focus on what you can control, especially at the
Hmm.
tables, because a lot of
Hmm.
people seem to focus on what they can't control at the tables,
Hmm.
like the play out of the hands, so
Yes,
it's
exactly. This actually was this conversation even yesterday. I remember this. What there was one student of mine was at the live final table of the event, and then and we spoke, and the student said to me, "Oh, I really want to take this trophy. I really want that trophy." I said, Jesus, there are 8 or 9 players left. You're thinking about trophy. No, I mean, think about the next hand you're going to play. Think about your opponent on the left, on the right. Think about everything. Think about stack sizes. Think about how you're going to feel. Think about what you're going to do on a break, right? How do you feel at the table? So these was my advices how to focus not on a trophy. Trophy is going to come whether you, or it's not going to come whether you want it or not, but focus on the things you can control. This is the like motto what I am trying to live with, right? Like control how you feel, control how much you sport, drink water, go outside, sleep, study, play, and things like this. And this area, like I said, was something new for me, but I think it's connected as well, right?
yes. And a lot of people, I think a lot of players don't realize how much of an influence the outside world has on their inner game. Wouldn't you say the
Hmm.
outside factors,
Oh
people
yes,
bring them to the tables, and that's where a lot of the problems lie.
no doubt. Yes, I think outside factors are, especially if we are speaking about the live game. I don't think there is. this was actually one of my questions, so I can ask you right now. Uh, so, what do you think? What is, if we have a cake and you have to cut it?
Mhm.
So let's say in percentage wise, what how do you cut this cake? For example, if we are putting let's say poker theory, being very good of understanding the game, then let's say your mindset, right? Let's say your basic shape, your feeling, how in how good shape you are in general. Um, let's say people reading, let's say nonverbal tells, right?
Mhm.
Um, what else we can add there? So I want to see this picture from your perspective. How do you put percentage wise?
Well, I think a lot of people just cover the theory rather than, and they neglect the mental side of the game. And the thing is, in order to make the right decisions and think calmly and clearly at the table, you need to have the right mindset. So a lot of people are missing out on big slices of the cake, essentially. I would say. I would say the mental game is a big percentage, but
Mm-hmm.
obviously the theory is too. I wouldn't. mm, I'd say they all contribute and benefit one another, because without working on your mental game, you're not going to be making and accessing the stuff that you've learned easily either. So,
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I think I have read a lot about some materials that, let's say, usually we like to compare this online game and live game, right? Like online game, I think there's huge part of theory of the knowledge, how you execute, how you perform at the tables, how you use your data, right? There's a lot of
mhm,
data you can use for sure. On live games, it's obviously not even compared. We don't have a lot of information about the random guys we're sitting with. Yeah. Uh, most of the time, right? Usually we know something, but and I would say in a live game, let's say theory, what is 10-20%, right? I would say then this I really love this Patrick Leonard, the fantastic player, and he said that very important for a live game is art of convincing people, of making them believe to your story
mm,
when you execute the hand, right? So this was very interesting topic. I really liked it how he said it. I really love how he wrote it, and I really, because I remember this one important spot for me last year when there was this one specific guy. I I knew this hand will go through only against him, and I did it. I had the right mindset to do that, and I did it, and I knew other seven guys at the table would never fold this hand like he did, but I knew this one specific guy is able to do that, and so these kind of things are not coming from pure theory, right? This is coming from somewhere else.
yes, absolutely. Because you were in the right mindset, you could think clearly, you could make the right decisions. You had that edge that other people didn't have,
Mm-hmm.
because you could access that information, and you're seeing things at a subconscious level as well, I imagine. So you're picking up on things that you didn't even realize at the time, because your
Mm-hmm.
subconscious stores all patterns of behavior with that you it stores every hand that you've played, every reaction. So therefore you're probably picking up on things more as well, because you're more
Mm-hmm.
in tune.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, such an interesting conversation we have started here, and this was in my mind that was only introduction, but and my plan for this podcast is throw out in a garbage, but it's super interesting, and you are making this interesting, Ilse. Thank you for that. So we can touch another topics. There is some questions in the chat. Maybe we can start with those. And there is some guys asking. Isaiah is asking about the patterns of luck. The patterns of luck are not random chance, but the direct result of a fundamental structural resonance woven into the fabric of reality. This is interesting thing he wrote. What do you think about that?
Sorry, can you just repeat that again for me, please? The
You
patterns of luck.
you can see the chat by the way by yourself maybe
Yeah,
in the
I just need
yes.
to. My eyesight's not that
So
good at the
basically
moment.
the question is luck random?
Is luck random?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would say a lot of people have that negative mindset,
Okay.
when they think that they are unlucky all the time. And I would say that your brain's almost looking for that bad luck when you keep on saying that you keep on getting one out. Do you see what I mean?
This is
Where I'm
just this
saying that,
yellow car syndrome, something like that, right? Like if you're gonna say find the yellow cars in the crowd on the streets, and you're gonna find it, whether you want it or not. You're gonna be looking for it, right?
that's right, absolutely. But I would say to get into the zone as well. That's not luck. It's to get in the right state and to be in the right perfect state of mind. So I wouldn't say that's luck at all. But I think you can bring on bad luck, like I said, definitely. Like
Okay. Um, we touched a lot of topics already. What do you think? What separates successful poker players mentally from the weak ones from the average ones?
I would say the ones that actually look into their game and
Mm-hmm.
admit their faults and mistakes. A lot of poker players don't want to admit that they have ego issues, especially at the table. So with my work, we do a lot of parts therapy, and we speak to the different parts of personality within the
Mm-hmm.
person
Mm-hmm.
in a session. So um, I would, yeah, I would say the the best players are the ones that want to work on their game and want to improve it at all different levels. With all different aspects of it, and the ones that want to dig deeper into finding the reasons why they reacted in certain ways, or what when their game may have changed, or what when they deviated from the usual strategy. Did something tilt them? Did something trigger them? That want, or
Mm-hmm.
just working in their game in general, I would say.
I mean, completely true. I I can imagine, and I remember I'm traveling a lot. I'm doing a lot of live games and playing all of the biggest series through Europe and VSOP as well. And but the topic you raised is, I mean, I'm imagining Western European guy, let's say from Italy, right, or from Spain, and I see these very hot-blooded guys with huge ego at the table, and I mean, obviously they are not working any close to the game or something else, like most of the time, right? I mean, and that is a huge problem for them. I would say that is the thing. We after some hours we can take huge advantage of that. Like me as a professional player, or me seeing the things right, and So this is the topic I would say most of the guys have to think. Even me, for sure. Which guy doesn't have some ego issues, right? Everyone we have. And in the same time, in the tournament poker, why we are here for competition. We want to compete, right? That is very
Learning
important.
to channel that ego, I think that's important.
Yeah.
To channel it
Okay.
and use it to your advantage because at times you do need the ego, like you say. You do
Hmm.
need the aggression, you do need to, but it's learning how to channel it.
What does it mean? What do you mean by that?
To train it, to calm it down, so to manage it really, so for it to not be in the way of your game,
Hmm.
to reduce it.
Okay.
So the ego doesn't take over. You don't want to go into battle with a particular opponent, for
Yes.
example, just if your ego takes over. It's playing the hand, not the opponent. It's that sort of, it's
Hmm.
keeping things strategical
Yes, for
rather
sure,
than
for
playing
sure.
logical.
And this is what I see a lot of times guys are doing, and this is happening actually after in a I would say in after 3 4 hours at the table, it's happening more and more. The guys are getting tired. They are not getting fresh air. They are probably feeling tired at that point, right?
Oh,
They are probably not in a great shape, right? So, and they are working mentally all of these hours, and I see it, and I see it very, very clearly that after like 5 4 5 hours, these guys are tired. They can't focus, they can't execute the hands, they don't know what they are doing, and that's it for them most of the time.
that's the time that we like to take advantage, isn't it?
Exactly, right? This is what I'm usually underlining to my students as well. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yes. No, I certainly take advantage of that, especially when I see my opponent looking on his phone and
Okay,
starting to scroll through his social media. I think, this is a good time for me to.
okay. I mean, yeah, 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 that's correct. I am very often in the phone, especially in the beginning of the tournament. It's so boring for me to be honest, but that is my problem for sure. Sometimes I really want to work with that as well. I'm usually Twitter is the thing I love the most, and when I'm going into live series, I'm usually deleting the app from my phone, so it's not calling me all the time and disturbing me. Pick up, read something new. So this is very hard for me. Yeah, but I'm dealing it with it when I'm playing at the table.
Well, all phones should be put away when you're at the table, and all you
Hmm.
should be focusing on is just looking at where your opponent's tells,
Okay, for sure.
essentially, and looking at the action, watching the action, even if you're not in the hand.
Amen. For sure. You
And
hear,
that's what we
guys?
do in hypnosis. In
Yeah.
my hypnotherapy sessions, this is what I suggest to my clients within the session, to
Hmm.
put more focus and attention on observing their opponent's tells and actions and bet sizes, not being distracted, not being on their phones, having their full soul attention and focus at the tables is
Yeah.
paramount.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you say? What is the biggest misconception about poker mindset? What people think wrong about this topic?
Um, I would say the biggest is probably their skepticism against hypnosis and hypnotherapy.
Okay.
And so I that's what I've stumbled across with regard to that. So, you got people that say, "Oh, you're going to hypnotize me to fold my cards," for example.
Oh, by the way, there's this question in the chat. Yes, can you hypnotize someone at the table to fold against you?
Really, it's just somebody
Yeah,
hypnotized.
this is the last no, this is the last question here in the chat. So can you?
Well, actually, not per se. No, I wouldn't say that. But there are little techniques and suggestions that you can make at the table, which are more likely for your clients or for your
Mhm.
opponents to fold, um, which would make them. Because, for example, the brain doesn't doesn't process a negative. So therefore, if you say don't fold, then all the brain hears is fold. And you've already implanted that suggestion there for your client. So not client,
I
sorry, for
get it.
your opponent.
Yeah, yeah.
But so therefore you could use the power of the negative command at the table and use conversational hypnosis and language at the tables. So you could, in a way,
Okay.
but it wouldn't be ethical.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, but this is very close to that telling the story part, right? How
Hmm.
confident we are doing that. How confident we are when we are telling this story about this hand. But if I think this is a very good time, and you mentioned already about ethical things to discuss very interesting part about the game. Martin Cabrel and William Kasov. So, what do you think about these guys? What these guys are doing at a table, and how much they are just excuse me fucking around, and how much they are doing very smart things, like very
I love it.
yeah
I
yeah.
love
What do you think, and what do you see there?
I love watching them and Daniel Negreanu as well. I think
Okay,
he's very good at his speech play.
okay,
And I think the the way that they do talk, I mean, I've watched quite a lot of the footage, and I would say that they're looking for reactions when they are saying stuff. So everything they're saying, there's some truth to it. That there's some reason for it because they're picking up on a reaction from the opponent. So and also it gets them tilted as well. See, they're
no doubt.
achieving their objective. So when you're getting your opponent tilted, then they're not likely to be able to think clearly and
Yeah,
give away their game. So you've got the edge over them. I think it's very powerful.
no
I love
doubt.
it. I really do. I tend to use it whenever I can as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is it ethical? Okay, you love it, and I understand, but is it ethical? What do you think?
think I think you can go too far.
Hmm.
If you can see your opponent getting completely irate and it's just gone too far, then obviously you need to tone it down a bit. But I think it's part and parcel of the game.
Okay.
You know,
Usually, when they see these guys are getting more and more angry, they are turning the speed up even more, right? As we see
yes,
in
because they're getting their reaction that they
exactly,
want.
yeah, they
So
are for
it's
sure.
working.
No, no doubt, no doubt. I mean, um, yeah. Have you seen that? Any good players are dealing with it successfully. For example, I remember this 250K final table with Cabral last year or the year before, and William Kasov in a deep of VSOP main event, right? Have you seen the what is the my question is what is the best reaction to it? Like how can we get into that our calm, peace, calm area of our mind.
So if you had them at your table, how would you deal with it?
I have played with them, both of them at the same table. Yes, yes.
You could use techniques. I've actually taught a couple of my clients, well, showed a couple of my clients these techniques for when there's been an opponent at the table that's been loud and potentially abusive or drunk,
Okay.
argumentative. Then there are techniques that you can use. For example, you can imagine holding a remote control and just turning the volume down. So you're turning it down for your own mind, and then you can just place yourself more present and composed at the table. And there are techniques that you can use, so you can just visualize a shield as well, so which is just an imaginary shield that you're holding that's just bouncing off all of these comments that they're giving you. These mental tips and techniques can be used against opponents like that.
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, easy to say, probably hard to do at the table, right?
No, I would, and also breath work does help
Okay.
to control that. But I don't know. I would find it easy to do at the tables. I've come
Hmm.
across a few opponents that myself that I've struggled with in the past for various reasons, and I've needed to use these exercises and visualization strategies just to keep that distance from me and my focus at the tables.
Hmm. Okay. Um, what do you think? Most of the guys who's watching us and in our community and all of my students, basically, most of my students are online players. How can we turn these things and how can we involve these master mindset things into online game? What do you think? What is the most important things to guys have to focus in this area?
I think online is very similar to live in the sense that you need to be patient, you need to be disciplined, you need to be focused, dialed in. You can't just be watching a film at the same time. You need to be zoned in. So all of the techniques and tools like getting into the
Hmm.
right state in order to think clearly, um, I think all of them are relevant for live
Hmm.
as well as online.
Hmm. Hmm.
Meditation, visualization, you know,
Yeah.
rehearsal and mental rehearsal in your mind's eye, dealing with certain situations, stopping yourself from tilting, dealing with any tilt issues, everything like that, really. It's still, they all relate to online as well as live. Because even with online, I think I know quite a few players that get more tilted with online play rather than live because they always blame the algorithm.
It is easy, at least someone to blame, right? I mean, yeah, could
Mm.
be, probably, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And it's
Um,
also through hypnosis, whatever you're struggling with in your game. So it's like if you need to be more aggressive, for example, um, and channel that ego and turn it up a bit, then these suggestions can be given within a hypnosis session. So you're feeling more fired up, So it's however you want to be
mhm.
and how you want to change and how you want to adapt can be incorporated into a session.
That's a nice warm up. Yes. So if the guys and viewers want to start to know more about these things, do they have to go to the webpage? I have already put it in a chat and
Yeah,
everybody sees it. Yeah. And what is here? Take us through here. What do we
we've
have to
also,
start here?
oh, sorry, I was just going to say I've also got a YouTube channel
Yeah.
which is filled with lots of free videos
Okay.
showing techniques and tips,
What is
strategies.
as well master mindset?
Yes, master of the mindset.
Master. Uh-huh. Let's find it and put it on
So more information can be found on our YouTube channel.
here, right?
That's it, yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we can start with this.
There's plenty of
What is
videos on there
hypnosis?
that
Okay. Uh-huh.
talks about hypnosis, NLP, how it can help you in your game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what do you suggest? What is the best things to see here, to watch here? This one?
It depends what topic you're looking for.
Okay. There's very short videos I see, all right? There. Just the short explanations about the things, right?
Hmm. What are you wanting?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what's next? What's next here? We can purchase some curses, right?
Yes, Grant and I have
Uh-huh.
produced a course, a
Hmm.
mindset course, especially for poker players. But we've also got mini resource packs, which are focusing on the particular areas of certain stuff that people want to focus on. So, for example, breathwork and meditation, pre-grind and post-grind strategies, how to deal with tilt and stress.
Okay.
It's an overall transformation. Our course also encourages you to adopt the perfect poker player identity for yourself. So think about what that would entail, how you would behave, how you would be postured at the table, how would you act,
Mm-hmm.
and what you want to become essentially. And then even by modeling other people, are there any people that you aspire to become like? Bringing all that into consideration and coming up with your perfect poker player identity and working towards that by learning meditation, learning breath work. I think
Mm-hmm.
breath work is probably one of the biggest tools that I use at the tables to calm my mind and be focused and to not give away any tells. So it automatically reduces my blood pressure and the heart rate. So I'm not disclosing anything really.
Okay. So during the game, you're sitting and playing, and you're doing this breath work, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
As soon as I look at my cards, when I
Yeah.
look at my cards, I'll take a breath in and I will just do the regular 6-6 breathing. So my opponents don't see any deviation
Okay.
in my breath.
Okay. So what is it? It's six breaths in, six out. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So you just breathe in for 6 and then you just breathe exhale for 6. So in for 6 and out for 6. It's just
I
that
got it.
it's the
Mm-hmm.
body's natural breath.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Six
So
seconds. Yeah. Okay.
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. On boot camps you have as well as I see, or have. Okay. Have been
Yes,
right. Mm-hmm.
yes. Grant is based in Bangkok,
Mm-hmm.
so in Asia. So he hosts and does some boot camps where players can work on their mental game and their strategy and their
Yeah.
physical fitness as well, all at the same time. So
Fantastic. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. 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 So you already started. You already talk about tilting. Uh,
mhm.
what do you think? So first of all, how can we escape from it? How can we avoid it? How can we not face it? What do you think?
I think it's always going to happen. It's
Yeah.
learning how to control it, which is the main thing.
Hmm.
So, first of all, it's identifying what triggers you tilting in the first place, because something that tilts one player will not tilt another person. So, it's working on the and identifying the triggers and adopting a new response to that trigger or working on that trigger. So, therefore, um, if you experience tilt at a table and you start to retreat and so you freeze and you don't get involved in many pots anymore, you won't play the hand like you normally do, you know, it could be going and reacting to it that way, or and so there's different ways that you can approach that and deal with it. It depends on the actual tilt and how it affects the person. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. There is no one pill for
Individual.
every, or yeah, exactly. And there is no uh, like tilting scenario is similar tilting scenarios. Every player is unique, right? And we all are unique persons, and we have different things what we getting tilted from, probably, right?
Yes, but we have coping mechanisms
Mm-hmm.
that we use and teach our clients,
Mm-hmm.
and which would just naturally reduce that stress and tilt and emotion.
Um, a lot of I remember I have read this. I'm gonna find it. These two books about mental game of poker, and I
Mm.
really loved the section about um, motivation. So how can we find the motivation? For example, I remember myself being this in this industry for 15 years. I remember these periods where when I wasn't playing so much live, I was grinding a lot of online, and every day and every session is the same, and you don't even want to register, you don't want to play, and you're not feeling great, but you think that that's your job, you have to, and this lack of motivation is happening. How can we deal with that, or what is your thoughts on this?
Well, I know that Grant normally says that for a poker player, it's a case of changing um, that emotion and feeling. So it's like I don't have to, but I can do. So it's like it's being appreciative of being able to play.
Mm-hmm.
So and but also what I would say is looking at your end goal. Like what do you really want and why you want it? Where's your why? And look at your why as to what you want to achieve, why you want to achieve it, and look at how you're going to achieve it, because you need to put the work in order to get the results. So you need to really look at who you want to become, why you want to become that, what goals you've got, and look at how you're going to achieve it. And then that will
Yes.
from the motivation, because you're visualizing and reminding yourself of the reasons for why you're doing it in the first place. And to reframe in your mind, instead of like, oh, I have to do this, I get to do this. It's like it's being privileged, seeing poker as a privilege. You're playing a game that you love, and getting the enjoyment and passion out of that. It's finding that spark again.
It makes a lot of sense, and I would also put it in like a just a regular things, like a regular life, not only in a poker, right? How much are we appreciating things around us? Like I remember these small talks in Malta, for example, in November. Like it's super nice weather when in Europe it's almost a winter, and then how you doing? How you doing? I mean, we are playing cards in Malta. It's 25 degrees outside. We are enjoying this time. How obviously we all are great, right? And what we are whining about. But I mean, for me personally, I am appreciating these little things and these big things as well. Very often, I want to stop this moment and stop this and thinking about. I'm very thankful that I'm here in let's say Tallinn next this week and Paris after that and that I have this chance to be there. That's I am appreciating and I really love that you turned that into this privilege, right? That's completely correct. I would say that we have ability to play. We can do it if we want to, if we love it, and in and I would say in a lot of ways it gives a lot of freedom to be able to play these the cards, right? It gives especially I would say living in a region here in the Baltics and closer to Eastern Europe. I mean it's not a bad profession to be in. So yeah, and yeah, like I said, I don't think it's only about poker. It's about life in general, right? Appreciate the things once in a while.
Yes, that's right. Gratitude is
Hmm.
all works a lot in many ways.
Yes. Um. So we can move a little bit further. I'm gonna take a look in my notes. What can we discuss more? Maybe, guys, viewers, you can put some questions if you have at the moment. There's something they are writing about. Everything can be fixed with a bottle of wine or a glass of beer. But these are the guys that are just laughing.
Not quite, because what about the
Mhm.
after effects?
For sure, and that could be a huge problem for a lot of our viewers in a live series. Sometimes I not gonna deny it, for me also when it's interesting and a good company around, right? Of course, we are having some fun in the evenings and then regretting it in the morning when we have to register at 12 to other tournament. For sure. Um, I have this question about downswings. What is your perspective of surviving and how to deal with the longer downswings, whether it's online game, live game, whatever? Obviously, the person is not feeling great, and there is that lack of motivation probably, and yeah, you are not seeing money. So because this profession is very interesting from the part that we can work a lot, but we can not see the results, or feel the results, right? This is very weird if we are looking at other professions. So what is your thoughts on seeing these and surviving these downswings?
It can be very demotivating. But I would say that is the opportunity to study more, to put more study in and potentially reduce your game selection. So reduce the stakes that you're playing, and study more and use that time to study and identify any leaks that you have. But also just realize that downswings are inevitable. You're not going to win all the time. We know what variance is like and the effect it has. So it's a case of it's part and parcel of the game. So you need to learn to deal with it and adjust your game selection. And as I said, yeah, use the time to focus on studying and on your mental game.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
But I wouldn't let it affect your identity, because a lot of people associate then as like, oh, I'm always going to lose, and then they're looking out for it. Then it's like, oh, I'm always going to bust, I'm always the bubble, I'm going to bubble this one. It's just, and when you're looking out for it, then it's going to happen because you're already training the brain what you're looking out for, what you want it to find. So you don't want to be doing that. You want to be thinking more positively, and just working through it. Or if it's really bad, then if necessary, do take a break from it, take some
mm-hmm.
time away from it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it is demotivating, like you said, and usually I remember myself when there was these when there were these periods where when things didn't go as I wanted. Uh, I lost a lot of motivation as well, right? But in
Mhm.
the opposite, when the things are going great and I'm successing at a table, then the motivation appears again. I want to study more, I want to do that, and I can do that, and I feel invincible, right? I mean, I can do a lot of things, and that's and from this point of view, I would say that this is the period where I can can stop probably and even enjoy life a little bit when the things are successful, right? But this is opposite. When it's going your way, you want to do more and study more. You see the results, and yeah, like you said. And also there is a question. Also, how to control yourself when you are on an upswing. What do you think about that?
I think it's important to celebrate the wins, definitely, and to amplify those feelings and associate those good win feelings. Um, but to also just remain composed and stable at the same time. Um, I think it's important to definitely celebrate the wins
Mm-hmm. Um.
because that's what we were I was sort of looking at anchoring earlier. It's associating the emotion with that gesture, so with that state.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, when you're winning, when you've celebrated a win, you're actually associating that emotion with that win as well. So then it develops that dopamine
Okay.
and happy feelings. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For you personally, how confident you are feeling at the table, and how important is to be confident about what you are doing there, and in general about confidence. I'm usually underlining these things to my students as well. Be confident about everything you do, about every move you make. Try to explain it for yourself, but be confident, right? How do you think? How big part is that for performing at the table?
Absolutely essential because if your opponent picks up on any of your self-doubt, then you're going to be an easy target essentially at the table, I would say. So you need that confidence in order to hold yourself at the table. And I used to lack that confidence when there were better players at the table, but now
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't bother me at all. I see it as learning from the better players at the table rather than diminishing my confidence. I
Mm-hmm.
see it as a learning opportunity to watch how they play and observe their behaviors at the table.
Okay. How was your last year? You were traveling a lot as well. Your desk was at Malta when we met each other. You were in other series as well.
Yes, I played in Malta and Ireland
Okay.
at the Irish Poker Open
Mm-hmm.
and a couple of festivals in the UK.
Yeah.
So my best deepest run was in Malta, where I came
Nice.
second in the ladies.
Oh,
So
so
you
close.
didn't see my booth, you'd already left.
Yeah.
I played the ladies, but I had my trophy displayed on my booth at
Okay.
the Portomasso Casino. So that was nice because they had trophy for first and second for the ladies.
Oh, really? There.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's good. I would love to do that in the tournaments when I finished second last year, and it was very painful to be honest. I also got the second place in Malta after we met in the end of the series. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
in
Right, you did
two.
with a high roller, wasn't it?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that was a high roller, 2K high roller. Yeah.
But you didn't get a trophy for that.
Nope, I didn't. And that was the thing when I was feeling very confident about my knowledge and overall performance at a table, and I was playing against this. I think he was from UK opponent on a heads up, and yeah, and just I didn't finish and didn't win this flip and didn't win that, and then again get back, and everybody, a lot of these media guys knows me and waiting for me to win this tournament. There's like extra pressure, and Maris, you have to come to interview after you win, and these kind of things which a little bit get you out of like focus maybe. And yeah, and I didn't finish, and came second. That was a bit frustrating, but it's fine, it's fine, yeah. But it was fun, and it was after meeting you, yeah, in the same series, I think.
Mm, congratulations.
Yeah, and you too. And what is your plans for this 2026? You are going somewhere with the desk, with your project, and with your website and everything.
I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially Ireland and Malta again, I would say, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I haven't got any
Mm-hmm.
fixed plans,
Okay.
but it all depends.
Yeah, you were in UK, right? You're in London. You're living in
I'm
London.
in Bradford. I'm in Yorkshire.
Okay. Oh, there is this party poker series I saw happening, and we are, like I said in Malta, we are party poker ambassadors. Optibet Poker is party poker brand in Baltics, and so
Wow.
yeah. And,
I was meant to have been doing a workshop for the players
oh, red there in a Sheffield.
for the Party Poker Tour, but
Yeah.
as I was saying to you before, that the biggest struggle I have being a mindset coach and is
Hmm.
the skepticism of hypnosis and dealing with people's
I got it.
beliefs. And so they changed their minds at the last minute.
Oh, really? I
Mm.
mean, but you are not pressuring anyone. Like, there
It,
is.
it would have been it would have been beneficial for the players, but
Oh, no, no
unfortunately,
doubt.
it's not just Party Poker that's done that. A few companies have actually cancelled the proposed plans to do a workshop.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
quite frustrating, but
Maybe they are afraid of one of our guys were writing previously that you're gonna hypnotize some guys to fold the cards at your table.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
but yeah, Party Poker Tour looking great. There were a couple of Latvians in a Sheffield last week, and student of mine won the high roller as well. So very happy. And next one is in Seville, I think, in Spain. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of guys are working there. I see. I see. So yeah. So you don't know where you're going and traveling and doing
Not
your work.
sure
Uh
yet.
huh.
I'm not sure, not 100% sure yet. I'm going to
Okay.
see how the year goes, but
Mm-hmm.
it's likely to be the Irish Poker Open and the Malta Poker Festival, but it's
Malta.
not 100%.
Yes, Malta Poker Festival is in when it is in before
It's
the
on
Battle of
twice.
Malta.
It's usually on twice a year in April and October.
You mean Battle of Malta or the festival?
No, the festival.
The festival's also twice a year?
Mm,
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. April, yeah, yeah, yeah. Battle of Malta is in May, I think, in end of the May, right? Something like that. The first one, yeah. Okay, I think guys, if you have some questions and we have to give away some tickets for you, this is the right moment to ask before we let Ilze go and end this podcast. I think that this was fantastic for me personally. I don't care what other guys are gonna say. I loved it. Um Yeah, I mean, I loved it, and thank you very much for it. You opened me a lot of undiscovered areas. I'm very interested in this topic, and I have always knew that this is a big part of the game, right? I am studying theory for a lot of years, but I know there is something more and something extra which builds a very good poker player. In short, what do you recommend doing when sitting down at the table? Isaiah, I think this question was answered for last 90 minutes. But yeah.
yeah. So I would observe other players, observe their hands, see when I'm not involved in a hand, observe the action that's been going on. Watch your opponent, see what if you can detect any tells.
Yeah. Jangas, Ilze is sounding Latvian name, yes, and Ilze is, we can say, half Latvian, right? Or even 75% Latvian, as you said, and oh, both of and all four of your grandparents were Latvian, so pretty
Mm.
much 100%. But yeah, we are speaking in English today, and Ilze is not speaking Latvian very fluently, but she understands everything. But we prefer to speak English, of course. Okay, okay. I think we can finish this. Maybe we can repeat this in some at some point in I don't know, couple of months or um, there is some other questions. Who is implementing the most of what you said today at today top level scene? At least what can you recognize? Oh, there is about the players probably, right? Yeah, do you see there like a progress for the guys you work with, you with the grant together?
Absolutely. What my client's progress are you
Mm-hmm.
referring to?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. If you look at our testimonial page on our website, we've got
Yes.
quite a lot of fantastic results.
Mm-hmm.
Um, fantastic
Oh, I see. Yeah,
deep runs, trophies from all over, different series all around the world.
I see. I see. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 How much of an edge would player with correct mindset get over an average player, percentage wise? It's a good question.
Um, like to guess. I'm not sure, to be honest. I wouldn't know.
Hmm.
But I know that it's a big edge to the game because I'm not sure what percentage. That goes back to your cake question as well, doesn't it, really? What percent would you say for the mindset?
Yeah, of course, it's hard to answer
It's
this,
difficult.
but of course, it's a huge edge. I would admit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Well,
guys.
you need to obviously understand the
Mm-hmm.
strategy side first, and then
Mm-hmm.
see whether or not there's anything that's affecting your game apart from the strategy. So if there's anything at the table that you can't resolve at the tables, then it could be a mindset issue.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. In the same time, I wouldn't like that the player, for example, using only, let's say, recreational player comes and trying to use only the mindset part of the game, right, without knowing very good like theory and not understanding the game in some decent level. Then I would say it's a bit delusional, right? But like I said, I why I love this topic and why I really was looking forward to talk to you is that I think this is the combination of a great player when we can combine the things you are putting on the table and I'm doing and giving for my students, and a lot of very good players are studying every day for hours, right? So this combination.
Sorry, that video is playing in the background, I think.
Yeah. Video? What video is coming?
I can
Oh,
hear it.
this one. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I
Yes,
can
I
hear
don't
it.
have a voice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There is some video. I see, I see. Okay, okay.
Mm.
Okay. Yes.
No, I could hear it in the background
Oh,
when you were
yeah, I got
speaking.
it. So, yeah. Okay, guys. So, let's wrap it up. Once again, thank you very much, Ilse. I hope I'm gonna see you somewhere. Probably in Malta. I'm gonna be there for Battle of Malta for sure. Maybe for the festival as well. Let's see. And Irish Open is I'm gonna miss this year. I'm not gonna go there unfortunately. not in my plans, but I would love to. I love to go there. Yeah.
Well,
So
it's been an
yeah,
absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
thank you very much. And if you want to speak Latvian at some point, you can easily write me or call me, and we can do that.
Hold ears.
Yeah.
It'll be very short.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, guys. We can end the stream with this. The record you're gonna see later on a Twitch, and we're gonna put it on YouTube as well. And yeah, let's say thank you one more time. And yeah, the guys are very thankful right now. I see. So yeah, okay. See ya, guys.